Hey, 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 Aldwyn Altuney here.
And I'm Michael Thompson.
And welcome to
another episode of Movie Review TV. Movie Review TV. We see films as they are, rate them out of 5 stars. Movie Review TV. Movie Review TV.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
So we've got the little yes button here.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That's right. Yes. Because today's movie is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yahoo!
For any Queen lovers, you will absolutely love this movie. So
I'm cheering and jeering now. So does that mean that I liked it?
I think it means you liked it. So what's this movie about, Michael?
Bohemian Rhapsody. This is a celebration of Queen, their music and their extraordinary lead singer, Freddie Mercury. Freddie defies stereotypes and shattered convention to become one of the most beloved entertainers on the planet. The film traces the meteoric rise of the band through their iconic songs and revolutionary sound. They reached unparalleled success, but in an unexpected turns, Freddie, surrounded by darker influences, shuns Queen in pursuit of his solo career. Having suffered greatly without the collaboration of Queen, Freddie manages to reunite with his bandmates just in time for Live Aid. While bravely facing a recent age diagnosis, Freddie leads the band in one of the great performances in the history of rock music.
One of the greatest, in fact.
Yes, Queen cements a legacy that continues to inspire outsiders, dreamers and music lovers to this day.
Beautiful.
So
Michael.
did you like it?
I absolutely love this movie. I'd heard so much about it. Everyone's been raving about Bohemian Rhapsody. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Have you seen it if you're watching this? Have you seen Bohemian Rhapsody? People were raving about it, and so I couldn't wait to see it. And once I saw it, I could see why people were raving about it. What an amazing film. So well done. I was amazed. Mike Myers did such a good job as Freddie Mercury. He looked almost identical. Well, I mean, not that I ever saw Freddie Mercury, but from what I could see from pictures, I thought the representation was amazing. I thought it was really well done, a really well balanced film. It showed the highs and the lows of what it's like to be in a rock band. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. The music, of course, was extraordinary, and it was a really inspiring movie. I just, as much as, Freddie Mercury died at the end, I think, he let go of a lot of his demons at the end of the film, and he didn't hold on to any resentments at the end, and he learned that his environment was very important, and he got rid of some of those around him that weren't conducive to him having a great life or in his best interests. And I think he realized at the end that he'd been a bit of an idiot with his band members in splitting them up. And then with the reuniting of the band, absolutely spectacular. The way that was all resolved, and how he came back to the band and actually apologized for being an idiot, and they accepted him back in, which was lovely, and did this phenomenal Live Aid performance alongside a whole lot of other legendary performers. I think there was 100 million people or something at that event, at the concert. So absolutely spectacular finale before his death. And what a legacy Freddie Mercury has left on the world. Absolutely loved it. Michael, what did you think?
Yes, I'd love to see that Live Aid performance, judging on this film, because I have seen other bands perform at Live Aid. I'll have to watch the entire concert so I can see Queen at their best. And they probably. And as I said, I haven't seen some of the other acts that have performed at Live Aid, but I haven't streamed the whole concert. I've seen Led Zeppelin, Dire Straits, and Phil Collins, I think, their Live Aid performances on YouTube. But I'll have to have a look at Queen's, because I think they pretty much got back into their stride after their success in the music industry. And obviously they'd split up for a while, before Live Aid, which it was in 1985, before that event came up. So they reformed for that. But obviously this film, it tells you about the story. It's more of Freddie Mercury. It centers on Freddie Mercury rather than Queen.
Yes,
although it's about Queen as well, obviously. Well, it has to be, since it's got, it's a biography of Freddie Mercury, so you can't talk about Freddie without mentioning Queen, obviously, which is the
Yes.
band that he sung for throughout most of his career. Though obviously he went solo at one stage, didn't he? He thought he could
Yes.
go it alone, but he missed Queen. He did.
Yes, it didn't work out too well. And he had a whole lot of people saying yes to him all the time. Whereas with Queen, the dynamic there was that they would challenge him and they would, you know, I could see that they were real perfectionists in what they did. And I think that's why the music was so extraordinary, because all the band members clearly were perfectionists with what they did, and that shone through.
Well, Freddie was the innovator, that's for sure. And this shows up in this film. Obviously, you know, Bohemian Rhapsody, the song, no one would even think of using opera in a heavy metal band or a rock band.
Rock band.
They're about the first act that did that, I think.
Yeah,
use opera in a in the context of a rock song, which is like what Bohemian Rhapsody was. It got some bad when Bohemian Rhapsody, you know, was first released. It got some bad raps. It did as a song because there was some critics panned it, and but others liked it because it was a sort of strange sort of song, wasn't it?
At the time,
because it gives us different levels to it with opera coming in the middle of the song. But to tell you the truth, that's nowhere near my favorite Queen song, even though it might be their most well known. Because actually my favorite Queen songs are like Crazy Little Thing Called Love. That's one of my favorites.
Nice. I like Another One Bites the Dust.
Or Another One Bites the Dust.
I do like that song.
And obviously We Will Rock You.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We Will Rock You. Oh, that was deliberately designed to be an anthem, sort of a crowd favorite. They designed it that way because they came up with the drum beat.
Yes, that was really
and they came up with a drum beat that that imagined that a crowd had moved along to. Then they came up with the lyrics from that. It just came from the rhythm.
Yes,
the way that the song originated.
And wanting to involve the audience.
And wanting to involve the audience, and so they got the perfect rhythm going, didn't they? So they get the audience involved. So and yes, as I said, it tells about the story of Freddie Mercury, more specifically than Queen.
Yeah.
And it tells you about not necessarily his early upbringing. It starts from when he was like a teenager. I think when he meets his wife, when he was young, because he meets him when she's working at a clothes shop, at the start, and then it develops from there, and they end up getting married, obviously. And obviously the other members of Queen were playing in a group that didn't have Freddie as the lead singer. At the start, someone else was doing the lead singing.
Yeah.
But Freddie gave them sort of an impromptu audition, out in the street, and they were impressed, obviously. So they got him to, to do the lead vocals for their band, and he basically did a good job. Then as soon as he started doing the lead singing, so they didn't look back from there. And Freddie was the one who gave them the main impetus, didn't it, for the whole band, according to this documentary.
Yeah.
Because he sort of pushed them, didn't he, to the maximum extent.
Yeah.
And obviously Freddie Mercury is a stage name. Yeah, that's not his real name.
Yes, I didn't realise he was from Pakistan originally. That was interesting. I didn't know that about Freddie Mercury.
Well, he was he from Pakistan?
He came out when he was a kid too.
I thought people were just calling him a Paki, but he wasn't necessarily a Paki. His parents were Zoroastrians, in religion, because the father always tells Freddie good deeds, good thoughts, good words.
Right.
I don't know whether he's saying that. I think it's they're the three main tenets of the Zoroastrian religion. Well, I knew Freddie Mercury was brought up in that religion anyway from my reading of his life, because his parents were from that area where that religion sort of comes from. I know it's not mainly Indian, isn't it? But Indian and sort of in Persian, that religion comes from. So his father wanted him to follow that sort of philosophy, good deeds, good thoughts, and good words.
Yeah.
And yeah, but Freddie obviously wanted to strike out on his own instead of being traditional, didn't he? So that's why he ended up changing his surname. And I don't know where he got Mercury from, to tell you the truth, but it sounds great.
Yeah, it sounds
so I think he made a good choice.
Yeah, it's catchy.
In his stage name. And as I said, he wanted to strike out on his own rather. And and he headed Queen, he did, and he pushed them to record their first album very quickly.
Yeah, he was definitely driven, and it was a great movie showing from Freddie's childhood right through how he was picked on as a kid and how he just found his way with music, and he was confident. He was very confident.
Yes, he was. According to this, he was very confident.
To this, yeah, very confident kid. Even though he got mocked, and even though he had these funny-looking teeth, he still had all this confidence and charisma about him, and obviously ultra talented as a musician. So that's what can happen when you love what you do. You follow your heart. You can just shine. And I believe really we're all here for a reason, Michael. And I think once people find their passion and purpose and they step into that, it's amazing how people just shine.
And Freddie had a lot of passion.
Freddie just shined. He just absolutely was amazing on stage. And I think the band also added so much. The band were fantastic as well. So it was a team effort. Freddie was a difficult personality to deal with in this film, according to this film, and I'd say to be in a band with him would have been quite difficult. However, they worked through their differences like any relationship. I guess a band is like a relationship on steroids, probably. So it obviously took something for the band to stay together as long as they did, and there was a real camaraderie that happened towards the end. As much as at times they were really at each other, there was also this beautiful respect amongst the band members too, which I really liked. And you could just tell when they worked together as a team how powerful they were. I just thought it was a fantastic film, Michael.
Yes, it had a lot of energy and gave you a lot of information about Queen and how they came up with some of their songs. Anyway, especially Bohemian Rhapsody and We Will Rock You, and another one, Bites the Dust, which just came from a little bass riff.
And the sexuality was interesting too, how the sexuality was portrayed for Freddie. He started out married to a woman, and then these homosexual tendencies started to come out. Which was very interesting. And then he got AIDS. So, AIDS was really big back then. It was a big epidemic back in the 80s. You don't hear so much about it now. I don't know whether it's, there's they're more on top of curing AIDS nowadays than they were back then. But I know there was a big scare about AIDS back in the 80s. And it's very sad that Freddie died so young. He died at 45, and I've just turned 45. So I could really relate to this movie, having just turned 45, and I appreciate every day, and I think, wow, Freddie lived to my age, and what a legacy he left in his 45 years on the planet.
Yes, he did great. He did in his life, Freddie. And even though he did die reasonably young, he still made a major impact, when I'm on the music industry, and he made the most of his life in the end. It does, the film, it does talk about it was actually his bisexuality. It wasn't homosexual, but bisexual.
Yeah.
It said so. But his wife didn't like it. though she suspected it for a while.
Towards the end of his career, though, he seemed to be homosexual. I think he went completely gay at the end.
Perhaps
he started out into women, and then it seemed that he started to get into guys. So
yeah. Switched teams maybe altogether in the end. But we said he was bi, but maybe he was just being polite to his wife. And all the actors were fantastic. Freddie looked exactly like Freddie and sounded like Freddie. And Brian May, the guitarist, he also looked exactly like the actor who played him looked like Brian May.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly like him. And Brian May, was more the polite English guy, was the guitarist, and Freddie was obviously the the extrovert.
Yeah.
Which is probably where you've got to be if you want to be a lead singer. A lot of lead singers are like that.
Yes, absolutely.
Sort of want to take over the stage. They want to be the center of attention.
Yes, and turning up late all the time, which is very annoying for the band members.
But that's Freddie.
That was Freddie. You know, being a star, stars often turn up late, don't they? Which can be very disrespectful for others that have been waiting. So they got a taste of their own medicine back towards the end, didn't they, the band? But anyway, you'll have to see it to see what we're talking about there. And overall, though, I thought it was brilliant. I'm going to give this 4 stars. Michael, what do you give it?
No, I'm not going to give it 4. I'm going to give it 5.
Wow, 5 stars.
No,
wow.
I really loved it. No,
wow, fantastic.
Also, I like music, and well, I suppose you could call me a bit of a Queen fan because I've had their I had their greatest hits on CD that I used to listen to all the time. I don't think I've ever heard of their individual albums that they had, because they did a lot of albums. Obviously, I just had their greatest hits, and I always liked their songs. They tell you the truth.
Yeah,
they did
amazing.
They did a fantastic soundtrack to Flash Gordon as well. I briefly mentioned that, but I mainly talked about Bohemian Rhapsody, because that's their most famous songs, their signature tune. It is for Queen, even though it's not my favorite Queen song, though, I must admit. But yeah, well, that's what everyone knows them. That's what they're most famous for.
Do you know, I remember as a teenager watching the World Wrestling Federation, and I remember the Hulk getting on stage, and, you know, I mean, the World Wrestling is obviously all set up, right? It's all complete set up, but I didn't realize this as a kid. And I remember Another One Bites the Dust was playing really loud as the World Wrestling Federation stars went out into the ring, and that really stuck with me. You know, Another One Bites the Dust, just as these, you know, it was big. It was, you know, thousands of people there in the stadium, and I think that song is just extraordinary. Like a lot of Queen songs, absolutely extraordinary. They're larger than life, and they've got soul. They've got soul, and just absolutely brilliant. So we've got a very good ratings. It's definitely a yes. And
yeah, baby.
And
well, yes.
Yes, it's definitely a yes from the Movie Review TV team. Go out and check out Bohemian Rhapsody. You will love it if you love Queen. And it's actually a great, inspiring story about how when you follow your dreams, and, you know, you've got some talent, obviously, but Freddie obviously worked on his talent as well. When you have some talent, you just go out, step into your dreams, and shine, and allow the world to enjoy that as well. Look at the ripple effect of that beautiful music.
And Freddie went for it, and it came off.
It came off. It did.
You never know what can happen if you stick your neck out.
It was Freddie brilliant. Did. Well done. Well done to the makers of Bohemian Rhapsody. Brilliant film. Go out and see it. And you'll come out and you'll be singing. You'll be singing. The tunes will just be in your head. You'll come out singing. You'll absolutely love it. So check it out. And if you like what you've seen here, then like the video, comment, share. We'd love to hear what you thought of Bohemian Rhapsody if you saw it. What did you think of it? Please put your comments under this video, wherever you're seeing it, and we would love to hear from you. Any final words, Michael?
We were wrapped. I was wrapped anyway.
And it will rock you. This film
will rock you.
It will definitely rock you.
Yes, yes, and inspires you to go listen to Queen albums.
Yes.
You know, their first one came out in the early 70s. I think it was called Sheer Art Attack, if I remember. That was before A Night at the Opera, which I think Bohemian Rhapsody is from that album. And I'm also eager to listen to the Flash Gordon soundtrack, because that's pretty exciting.
Yes.
It is, and that provides the music to the film, and it's pretty exciting. Music, if you can remember the Flash Gordon song. Flash.
Yeah, I do. That was awesome. And I would say any early vinyl by Queen would be worth quite a bit nowadays, because vinyl's making a bit of a comeback.
Yes, that's right.
And we talk about that on the Tech Webcast show often.
Yes, I've heard that.
Co-host. We do talk about vinyl making comeback. So I think if you've got a Queen vinyl from the early days, I think you'd be sitting on a bit of gold there.
Give it to me and I'll listen to it. And give me a record player so I can play it. I've got a record player. I haven't got a record player.
You want to be looking after it. Look after it, that's for sure. Well, I've got a jukebox with a record player, so So, yes, enjoy if you do have the vinyl, and enjoy Bohemian Rhapsody. You will absolutely love it. And thank you so much for watching us.
Yes, thanks very much. And the Movie Review TV motto is, Aldwyn?
Moving you at the movies.
Yep, moving you to go to the movies, and you'll be moved when you go there to see Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes,
I'm sure that you will.
It will move you and it will rock you. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Episode 33. It's done.
I hope we rock you,
and
you'll be rocked by Bohemian Rhapsody.
You will. Enjoy and have a great night or morning wherever you are in the world right now. And we'll be back again soon with more Movie Review TV episodes. Connect with us on Facebook on the Movie Review TV page, and subscribe to the Aldwyn Altuney channel, and check out all the other Movie Review TV episodes as well on our playlist.
Yep, check them out. And so that's the end of this movie review. Another one bites the dust.
Another one bites
another
the dust.
Episode's
Another one
done.
bites the dust. And another one gone. And
another episode's
gone.
done.
Another one bites the dust. Yeah.
So you have to wait for the next episode to come.
What
will we review?
I wonder what we'll review.
Lots of interesting movies I've seen recently. So,
yes. Well, you'll find out if you stay tuned. So it's a mystery to us even right now at this point. But follow us on YouTube and Facebook, and you'll find out very shortly. We'll be back with more Movie Review TV episodes. And if you have any movies you want us to review, let us know as well. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much once again, and bye for now.
Bye-bye. Have a good evening or day.
Or morning.
Or morning.
See you.